Complete filter service on the Nissan NV200 with a 1.5 DCI engine by Renault. Got all the filters, we've got oil, air, fuel, cabin and the sump plug. The oil is 530 C4, so not the regular stuff I usually have in, specifically C4. And this totalled about £84 from GSF. The oil filter is down the front of the engine, just there. And thankfully the under tray doesn't need to be removed. We've got the typical Renault square drive, this says S8 on it, for the sump plug. The torque on this is only 20 Newton meters. I'll leave that to drain as long as you can. The sump plug went straight in and boxed the hole on my drainer, so it's all overflowed everywhere. Anyway, we'll leave that draining, fit the new sump plug to 20 Newton meters, and then we'll change the oil filter. Make sure that the old sump washer isn't still stuck to the sump. And the kit that I've got comes with two washers, so I'm guessing I might as well use the one that it had on before. Fit the new sump plug and tighten to 20 Newton meters. So now for the oil filter. I've removed this pipe here, which just required two trim clips lifting up from these holes here, just to give you a bit more room to see. You may be able to get away without removing them, but it depends how tight the filter has been left on yours. Fortunately, it seems that the filter on this has been tightened correctly, so not too tight, and I have actually managed to remove it by hand without tools. For some reason, quite a shallow filter was fitted compared to the new one, but as long as the thread is the same and the seal, then it will be fine. I'm just getting a little bit of oil on the new filter, just on the mating surface. You'll see the instructions for tightening these is just, well, it says on it 20 newton meters, but normally what they have, obviously it shows hand tight, oil the seal. They'll just say when you get to the point where the seal is touching, so when you hit resistance like now, then just go another 1/2 to 3/4 of a turn. So now we can top up the oil. Got a 4.5 litre capacity. So what I'd probably do is add about 4.3 litres, run the engine for a few minutes, switch it off for 10 minutes and check the level and top up as necessary. Start the engine, just quickly check the sump plug and the oil filter for any sign of leaks. I'll switch it off for 5 to 10 minutes and then we'll check the level. So while I'm letting the oil level settle, and obviously I've still got the van jacked up, I'm going to get the fuel filter out of the way. So we're under the right hand side of the vehicle, just obviously as you can see just behind the front wheel, and we've got this plastic cover here that's got 10mm bolts holding it on. Another bolt I've not noticed at the back. So here we have the fuel filter, and it looks like it's one of the ones that you can remove the whole housing and then work on it off away from the vehicle. Let's see. So, yeah, lift the whole thing out of position. and do the, I think there's a water sensor at the back, and these two pipes here. I'm going to struggle to record removing the pipes being under the vehicle. I'm working on jacks, but you can see on the side of the connectors, you just press these squares. Obviously expect a little bit of diesel to leak out. So that's the pipes off, and then just this connector at the back. Five T30 screws on top of the housing. Typically, it's been so long since I've done one of these that I've forgotten how they suggest to do it. So, in the new kit, you get this bit that you plug in the bottom, and then you whack that on the table or whatever you've got. I finally pried it off. that's supposed to be out now or not. That was really stuck in there. That's not good. What a strange type of fuel filter. Comes with a new seal for that. Comes with all new bolts. New seal for this bit here. It's a flat side on the housing, so you can't get it the wrong way around. Tighten all the torque screws up. Refitting obviously the reversal of removal, connect the electrical connector and the pipes in the position that they were. You don't need to press the squares to refit. just click into position, and then you can refit the clamp and the plastic cover. So now you've got it refitted, cycle the ignition a few times. You can hear that it has a pre-delivery pump, so this should fill the empty filter up. Quickly check the oil level before starting it, so remove the dipstick, wipe it off. It's pretty hard to see the level, but it looks like it's about 2/3 of the way between minimum and maximum just there. So I'll probably add another 200ml and that'll be plenty. So what can happen when you change the fuel filter is the vehicle will start up and then cut out shortly after. So what it can help to do is, as soon as it starts up, apply some revs. And if there's just a little bit of air in the system still, the revs usually allow it to pass without cutting out. Although it seems that this vehicle has got a very strong pre-delivery pump, and cycling the ignition about 20 times was enough to expel the air. Relatively easy air filter on these. Pressing the sides of this case, pull out the filter carrier, lift out the filter. This one definitely needed doing. Fit the new filter in the tray, and normally you could just refit, but if your tray's looking like this, just pull out the leaves and give it a vacuum before refitting the filler tray. Finally, the cabin filter. So passenger footwell. Can't get these the wrong way around, as they even come with the plastic attached. With the top being above the size of the cover, let's tuck the top in first. That's it. Finally, to reset the service light on the Nissan NV200, turn the ignition on, make sure the doors are closed, repeatedly press this button until this menu is displayed, settings. Scroll down to detail, scroll down to maintenance, scroll down to oil filter, reset, it looks like you can change the interval, so 8,500 miles is probably a good one, really. Same for the service light. Right, so it has one for every. The service light comes on just for the tyres as well, so in order to reset it completely, I've got to reset the tyres as well, and that should be everything. So now, service due. So finally, to reset the service light on the Nissan NV200, press the left hand button on the dashboard until you get to settings, scroll down to detail and maintenance, then when you get to service you can go into it and it tells you when it's due, but don't go into it, just hold on to the left button until it gives you the option to reset, and then you can reset it. Also, you can reset the tyre, other and oil filter. And this gets rid of the spanner light and service required.